Hello, and welcome to Nosy Bystanders Show. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, and today we're going to be discussing our good friend Britney Spears. Now, we have not discussed her at length and in detail like I wanted to, but we're going to do that this week. This is Britney week. So last week was Chef's week. They was a hot mess. Chef Law Cannon, if you listening, let me just stop because I really just want to just I really just want to just I really want to say what I want to say about Chef Law Cannon, but I ain't even gonna get into him. So welcome to Nosy Bystanders Live. Again, happy holidays. Hope y'all had a good Christmas. Hope you got everything you wanted. Hope your man wasn't cheating on you. And I hope your baby mama didn't leave you. But this week we're going to get into Britney Spears. Now, we already know what's going on with Britney Spears' conservatorship. So we're going to talk about that briefly. And then we're going to get into some of these 5 videos that I thought were really important to discussing Britney Week. And that's where we're going to get started. So while you're all filtering in, because I know a lot of you inwards like to show up late, you hold on, let me put it up on the screen. I'm going to leave this on the screen. Hold on one second. I know how you like to show up late. Let me get in to see who's all up in the building, okay? Happy holidays, Nosy Pete's. What's up, Stephanie? Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Kels. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Reese. Hello, Amber. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Mary Francis. Hello, Brenna. Brenna says, hey, nosy folks. I hope everyone had a great yesterday, and I'm not ignorant. I'll click that like button. Thank you, Brenna. Hello, Jerica. Hello, is it Teliana, I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, Teliana. Hello, Veronica. Hello, AC. Hello, Chaz Princeton. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Shan. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, our Virgil. Hello, Cami. Hello, Jazzy Old Lady. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Ro. Hello, The Life of Raina. How you doing today? This is from Wandella. Wandella, are we related? Say hey, good people. How you doing? Hello, Tiffany. Hello, our Virgil. Hello, Brown Delight. What's a YNV? Hello, Nosier Inquisitive says the only clear tea I'm here for. Like button smash. Hello, everyone. How you doing today? Hello, Guy. Hello, April. How you doing today? Hello, Juliet. Hello, E. Ortiz. Hello, Bunny. Hello, Courtney. Let's get to the bottom because we know Facebook is late as usual. This is from Sandy. Hello, Sandy. How you doing today? What's up, Go Get? I see you over here. Hello, Rachel. Hello, V. Haggard. Hello, Broderick. Hello, Nisa. I'm sorry, Nisa. Nisa says, hey, hi, Steph. Hey, Nosy Gang. Hello, Missy. Hello, Timar. Hello, Bougie. She says, "Oh, why your hair was red on TikTok? I don't know. I think it's their lighting. I don't use filters. I never use filters on any of my content, so I'm not entirely sure why my hair always looks red. But you're not the only one to say that. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, B. Smith. Hello, Suli. Hello, Tracy says cousins listening from Boston. Okay, okay, Boston. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Kimmy. Hello, BB. Hello, Michael. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Lisa. Is it Lisa? Lisa? Hello, Lisa. Hello, Danny. Hello, Meeks. Be chatting. What's up, Meeks? Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Rose. Hello, Statement 92. Hello, Diana. This is for all the late. Y'all know what that means. Hello, I am somebody. How y'all doing today? And if I missed you guys, I apologize. So I wanted to get into this is for y'all. This is for the late people. Every time a late person show up, I'm gonna just put this on the screen. So I wanted to get into Britney's conservatorship, right? Because her conservatorship is rather important because it kind of lays down the baseline understanding of like what Britney is really, dealing with, and basically what she's got going on. So roughly about 13 years ago, Britney Spears ended up in a conservatorship. And that conservatorship was held by her father. Now, it was held by her father for 13 years. And behind the scenes, Britney was in it, and he really controlled the whole basis of her life. He controlled what she can do, where she can go, where she can eat, who she can be friends with, all the way down to her birth control. She didn't get to go on vacation. She didn't get any money for stipends, like to get her hair and her nails done. She complained about that often, but she did get a chance to discuss it when she had court earlier this year, and she was talking to the judge about basically her not being able to enjoy the fruits of her labor, which is really crazy because Britney Spears is crazy wealthy. So the fact that she had to do this her whole life and she couldn't even enjoy the fruits of her own labor, right? Her very successful fragrance company, all her music, right? And the fact that she had a really good deal. So I think Beyonce does own I think not Beyonce, I'm sorry. I think Britney owns her masters. I want to say she does. I think Britney Spears does own her masters. So Britney basically had came out in court and said, "Hey, this is not fair. I'm not getting the best deal in end of the deal. I want out." And they let her out, right? So Britney was able to finally collect herself back out of her conservatorship. Now months go by, and some of her fans are like, Now this is unusual because Britney's out of her conservatorship, but somehow she's still posting these like weird and chaotic posts on Instagram, and we're really only seeing some of her really old content from when she's just dancing in circles in her living room. So a couple of months ago, some of the Free Britney fans from the Free Britney movement had questions. And that's how we're ending up where we are now, because some people don't believe that Britney's actually physically out of her conservatorship. The reason being is because her husband, Sam Asghari, posts these very rather weird and cryptic style of videos of Britney where you really hardly see her. She's just like, it's always blurry, heavily filtered, so you can't really make out who she is. And at the same time, he always posts these snippets of Britney when she's always not looking her best. Now, if you go to Britney Spears' Instagram, prior to the Free Britney movement getting really big, you can see actual images of Britney literally looking her best, like literally looking her best, like tracks in, glued in, makeup done. And then you started getting all of these very, very much disheveling photos and videos of her. So people were just like, why does she not look her best? I feel like, and I don't want to say this in the meanest slight, but I think that Britney Spears really cares about her self-image, specifically because she argued that with the judge, like, I can't get my hair and my nails done. And that seems like something important to Britney, right? So the fact that she would post content not looking her best, that doesn't seem like Britney. That doesn't. And I know that sounds like something that people are just probably like throwing to the side, but I feel like that's a very large aspect of trying to really figure out what's going on with Britney, because it's just like she early in 2021, late 2021, if you look at some of the images of Britney, and I think I should be able to go on her TikTok and see that. Give me a moment. Let me pull that up, okay? I want to pull it up, and then you're going to see what she looked like and what she looks like now. She looks like a hot mess. So I'm going to pull up some of her old images, and you're going to see how she looks and how she presents herself versus how she does now. It's kind of bizarre. It's kind of bizarre. Okay, hold on. Let me find a really good video of her. Hold on one second. Okay. Here's one. I'm not going to play the music. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, one moment. So this is an image of her. It's just from her TikTok, 2019. She looks kind of regular. She looks put together. Her makeup looks good, even though she's got a filter on. You can tell it looks good. You can see images of her here, even here. Hold on one second. Even in this workout video, she looks well put together. Does that make any sense? She just doesn't look crazy and disheveled. Which is odd. Even when you look at this video here, her hair looks done. She looks normal. And then her video started to get more and more crazy. Even this Christmas video here from 2021. Look at her hair. Britney's hair looks great. You know what I mean? So when her video started to get more and more like this one here, hair looks great, makeup looks great. You know what I mean? So people never really quite understood these videos, and let me explain them to you. Most celebrities have these brand deals. This is her showcasing these outfits. This is a brand deal of some sort. I don't know what it is, but it is a brand deal. And she is showcasing clothes the same way that Beyonce does it, right? When you're like, oh, Beyonce takes like this photo spread across her Instagram and it's just her in purses and bags. That's not for you, poor people. That's for rich people. Okay. So I think people get this misunderstanding, like, why is Britney always showcasing these different shirts and shorts and different outfits? It's because most of that stuff is for brand deals overseas. So because we live here in the States, we don't see where this brand is. This could be a brand in literally the Czech Republic. Like, oh, here's this white lady showing off all these different blouses. She might be wearing the same shorts, but she's got on different blouses. All this is brand dealing. And it doesn't make sense to us. The best example of that would happen to be when, what's his name? Brad Pitt, he was doing a sit down interview with one of the late night show hosts, and the late night show host pulls up a vodka ad in Japan. And Brad Pitt said, I forgot I even did that. So he pulls up the ad, and it's just Brad Pitt doing these like innocuous things, and then they dub it with Japanese subtitles over his mouth, right? So Brad Pitt goes, I don't even remember doing that brand deal, but he's like, I'm pretty sure they paid me pretty good. That's why I did it. So when you see early Britney in t-shirts and in different dresses, just standing there moving side to side and show, that is for a brand company in another country that ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay. It could be a luxury brand. It could be a Zara brand. It could be another like, a fashion nova overseas. So that's what you're seeing. She's creating that content, and because she creates so much of it, it doesn't mean anything to us because we're just like, what is she doing? But if you were to see her with labeling on the side with different sizes and colors, it would make sense to you. So I never thought any of those videos were weird. I do think it was very odd that a lot of the Free Britney movement conspiracy theorists were digging way too far into those videos for no apparent reason. And I think it's because they don't work with brands, so they have no idea what that even is. Does that make sense to you? But toward the more people started asking questions about her conservatorship, that's when we started to see kind of like the decline of Britney's content, right? It started to get a little bit more unusual, disheveled, strange, right? Like these are her showcasing literal items for sale, but until they started getting even more disheveled, like something like this, right? Like, what is this? What even is this, right? So a lot of people didn't have an understanding about why she was making content like that. And I had a couple of different hypotheses as to why she was making content like in her living room dancing, looking unusual, looking bizarre, looking disheveled. And to me, it looked like content that Britney made that just sat in her phone. I think when Britney started to slowly pull away from social media after getting out of her conservatorship, right, probably taking time for herself, I think that whoever's on her team, remaining on her team until they were probably let go, right, because of the conservatorship, was just taking Britney stuff that came through her iCloud account and posting it on her social media. I think a lot of these dances that Britney posts are private, and I don't think they were ever supposed to see the light of day, in my personal opinion. You can argue with me on that, but I think a lot of these dance videos, specifically on Instagram, and I want to go to her Instagram really quickly because I want to show you how a lot of these videos don't quite make a whole lot of sense, and I don't think that they were ever supposed to see the light of day. Here, let me pull this up. So when we go to Britney's videos here, which I'm not going to play because a lot of them are provocative, these videos here of Britney, these here, these ones, these unusual dance videos here, these videos here, I don't think these videos were ever supposed to see the light of day. I don't think these videos were ever supposed to see the light of day. And I think that whoever manages her social media account also manages and has access to her iCloud account. And I think that they were posting these in the hopes to make it seem like Britney was still managing her social media when she was not. Let me get some of your comments, and then I want to get into some of these specific videos that have come out from all of these different conspiracy theorists about Britney. Okay, hold on one second. Let me refresh my screen, and I want to get to some of your comments. Okay, hold on. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me scroll to the top. This is from Wu Chao. Also, Wu Chao says, why does she always have on the same exact poses every day, every pic, every time? So yeah, those are very unusual, right? Some of them, when she's wearing different outfits, I think they are related to brand deals. I think when she's making dance videos, like she's just dancing privately in her living room, I don't think those videos were ever supposed to make it to the light of day. I don't think so at all. I literally don't think so at all. What's up, Krishan? Not you leaving YouTube to the ghetto. You said, yeah, that one was so creepy. Yeah, incredibly creepy. This is from Torsi. Says, yeah, they're using her Instagram to embarrass her. I totally believe that. And I don't know why no one has ever come to that assessment. I'm like, y'all don't realize that Britney would never post nothing like this? She would never post anything like that. She would never post. She doesn't even look like she would have that in her system to post something as crazy as that. You said, and that captions are always so confused, incredibly confusing. They absolutely make zero sense. But one of the posts really stood out to me. And we're going to get to that post. We're going to get to that post because I think that was, we're going to get to that post. Let me get some more of your comments. This from Shadow says, I think she has a lot of trauma to get through, understandably. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She went through a lot. She's going through a lot of trauma. And I think that, yeah, yeah. Now, because we're going to get to what Perez Hilton had to say. We're going to get to what he had to say. Now, obviously, he's milking this whole Britney Spears situation for what it's worth, but we're going to get to what he had to say because I don't believe it. But let me get to some more of your comments. This from Melissa says, someone trying to tarnish her, maybe. That's my thought. Yeah. Yeah. My thoughts exactly. My thoughts exactly. Because it don't make any sense. Like they don't make any sense, you know? This from Danny says, I disagree. She responded when her kids got at her concert about her content. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to those unusual videos, and we're gonna get to those unusual posts because, well, actually, let's get to it now, and we're gonna get back to some of your comments. So let me change this because I want you to see this article here. And let's share this tab. So this is a post that Britney Spears had posted that she had since deleted. It was on her Instagram page, and it had to deal with an individual who saw her at a Jack in the Box. Now, this only happened a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was probably the last time Britney Spears was seen in public. So let me just kind of get through all of this, whatever, because I know that makes sense. And let's just get right to this portion here. So Britney Spears basically, if I can paraphrase at the top, says that she uses her car as her sense of therapy. Like she's in her car. It's her therapy is where she laughs, cries, sings, prays, all that other stuff. She says she hadn't eaten all day and she went to a Jack in the Box and the clerk at the window told her it's going to be okay. Britney got upset and said, what the F does that mean? It's all going to be okay. I was offended. You stupid man in the Jack in the Box. You don't know me. You're not my blood. So go, F yourself. Right. So Britney makes this long post about a kid who saw her crying in the drive-thru at a Jack in the Box and told her it was going to be okay. And then she proceeds to make this very long post that literally makes absolutely zero sense. Right. So she makes this post and then the kid comes out on TikTok. I couldn't find this video, but he comes out on TikTok and says, hey, I was just in the drive-thru. I saw this girl. She was crying. I didn't really recognize her. Not that I tried to recognize her. And then when she pulled off after I gave her change, I called my friend. I was like, I think that was Britney Spears in the drive-thru. And then a couple of days later, Britney made that post about him. And then he subsequently made the TikTok. I don't think that was Britney. And I think a lot of people don't quite understand. I'm going to say this one more time for the people in the back who still got cotton in their ears. Britney Spears does not manage her Instagram. I have said it once. I'm going to say it again. She does not manage her Instagram at all. Some people think she has some rights to manage her Instagram. Some people think she has all the rights to manage it. Some people think she has none. I'm on the fence of the people who think she has absolutely zero to do with her Instagram. Completely zero to do with her Instagram. Because one, Britney would not post those embarrassing photos of her dancing and looking like a maniac. Britney would not post with her hair not done. And Britney definitely would not post without her nails done. That is not something that Britney Spears would do because I think Britney Spears is incredibly superficial. And that's okay. When you got money like Britney, you can be as superficial as you like to be. Okay? You can be as superficial as you like to be and as superficial as you want to be. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. She doesn't have to show herself in every aspect. I think if Britney had a choice, she wouldn't show any of that of herself. I think Britney would probably post on social media once or twice a month at most. But the veracity at how she posts on Instagram, to me, tells me that that's not Britney. Because it doesn't make sense for somebody to make all these dance videos who loves to work out and who loves to do all this dance stuff, and then they just sit here and post 3 to 4 posts a day on Instagram. That doesn't even match. And I'm not as busy as Britney is. And she posts more than I do. Okay? So it doesn't make any sense. I think the person who's managing Britney's social media only has access to those videos of Britney because of Britney's iCloud account. And if your iCloud account is connected, I have two, technically I have three iPhones and a MacBook, and they're all connected. I can take any one of them anywhere and they will always have the same information across all of them, except my third one because I use that for scrolling. But my two iPhones and my MacBook are all interconnected to one another. So I think the person who's been posting all that stuff about Britney is doing it because Britney is not producing any good content for them. Britney is absolutely refusing to make content for them. And the most that they're going to get from Britney is a dance video of her dancing in her living room. Now, when it comes to this Jack in the Box post, this post here, I think this is what happened. I think Britney was just having an off day and went to Jack in the Box. I think when she got home, somebody probably saw the paper wrappings, or she made some comment to some server or some maid and just looking upset and disheveled. But I don't think Britney talks to most people, including that husband, okay? Because we can't explain where he came from or where he's going. I don't think Britney talks to anyone about anything. I think whoever is in her house still, because these people, they stick around like leeches. Whoever's still in her house saw that and made this post to explain Britney's erratic emotional behavior. Is it tied to the medication she might take? Probably. That's possible. But I don't think Britney posts this. I don't think Britney is in the state of mind to post this. When you look at these Instagram posts, they are too well put together for a person people keep claiming is on high doses of antipsychotic medication. And I'm talking from grammar to punctuation to perfectly placed emojis. It doesn't even make any sense. Whoever is writing these posts on Britney Spears' Instagram is definitely doing them from a computer. And they are definitely not doing it from an iPhone with their thumbs. You know how long it would take me to write something out like that? You should see my post on Instagram. They look horrible compared to this, what Britney Spears' page is producing. Horrible. With grammatical errors everywhere. Whoever's producing this is producing this from a computer, and they're sitting down and they're writing it out like it's some sort of dissertation. But this is not Britney, because you can't be out of your mind and in your mind at the exact same time. It doesn't work that way. We have the same argument when we talk about Kanye West. People are like, Kanye's crazy. He can't be, because how did he get $8 billion? Crazy people usually are unable to collect their bearings to be able to amass $1, let alone 8 billion of them. Kanye is not out of his mind. He knows exactly what he's doing. Whatever his end game or his goal is for his business and the future of Ye, okay, is his business, but he's not crazy. And it's easy to write people off as crazy because we don't want to have to think about them and we don't want to have to analyze what they're doing. I don't think Britney Spears is crazy. And let me tell you why. And I don't think she's on antipsychotic medication. I don't believe any of that. And I'm going to tell you the main reason why I don't believe it. The main reason why I don't believe it. But let me get to some of your comments first, and then I'm going to tell you why I don't believe it. In just a jiffy. Hold on one second. Let me refresh my page so I can see your comments. This is from Danny. Says, if they are brand deals, why are hers so bizarre? Everyone knows it now. Hers is ridiculous. Y'all trying to support her other personalities. Foolishness. Who's y'all? I love what y'all want to say y'all, but no one tells us what y'all is. That's why she's always talking about the past and about it still. So when we're referring to the different brand deals, we're referring to the old content Britney Spears used to produce. And I'm going to pull up one of them so you can see. Okay. So this is some of the old content that she used to produce. And people were just like, what is this? Right? This is bizarre. This is weird. Videos like this. Hold on one second. I'm going to pull it up. Hold on. I got to go pretty far down. She hasn't made a video like this in a while. Here we go. Like this. So when Britney was making content like this, right? This is April 2021. She kind of looked decently put together. All of this here, all of that here, this, This is her modeling clothes. This is her modeling those boots and that shirt, not the shorts, because the shorts are being repeated. It's her modeling these outfits. That's what that is. This is for some sort of clothing line. That's probably not US based, you guys. I don't know if anybody else realized that, but the United States is the only location where people buy and sell clothes with celebrities' prints on them. Okay. This is her trying to sell clothes. And it could be, again, like from a Zara's, from a Shein, from, a Forever 21 based over in China, Vietnam, France, Italy. You don't know. Celebrities have brand deals all over the globe. This looks normal to me, specifically somebody who's in content creation. This doesn't look abnormal. From the outside looking in, you're like, she looks crazy. No, she doesn't. She looks like she's literally trying to sell me a t-shirt. And I might buy the white blouse because it's kind of cute. But no, this is not crazy delusional Britney. This is normal. I got a brand deal with a large company. They sent me over, 3,000 pieces. You got to wear all 3,000. You got to showcase them. So that's why in a lot of Britney's older videos, you'll see her wearing 3 different outfits in one video because she's simply just trying to sell you clothes, but not you, because obviously it has nothing to do with any US based company. It sounds like it's a company based overseas. Does that make sense to you? This from Deja says, you could be mentally ill and make money. There are different levels of mentally ill. So the comment about Ye is not 100% true. Yeah, there is, right? When I'm talking specifically when people say that he is suffering from schizophrenia, I don't believe that. Or when they say he's suffering from bipolar disorder. If Kanye West was suffering from a mental health disorder of those veracity, and those are heavy hitter mental health disorders, right? Those are heavy hitters. He didn't say he was suffering from depression, or he didn't say he was suffering from obsessive compulsive disorder, different mental health disorders. When people try to label him like, oh, he's schizophrenic, he's talking to himself. He's got 28 different personalities. That seems a little bizarre. And specifically, you're not going to be able to showcase 28 different personalities while maintaining a multi-billion-dollar business. That's not likely. Now, if Kanye West says, I suffer from schizophrenia, but I'm a well-medicated individual. I do have my down times. I do have my times where sometimes my medication has to be adjusted. But for the most part, you'll see a well-adjusted citizen. Kanye West would not be able to exhibit the behavior he exhibits, right? That we see now with psychosis. You wouldn't get through a meeting with him. How would you be able to get him to sign on any dotted line? How would you get Kanye West to show up for photo shoots? And how would you get him to show up to prototype meetings and meetings with designers and graphic designers? You would not be able to do that if the crazy Kanye that we always see shows up everywhere. It would be impossible. It would be impossible, right? So to me, right, just from the outside looking in, he doesn't exhibit all of those very harsh, debilitating mental health disorders that people try to label him as. Could he possibly have a mental health disorder? Yeah, it's quite possible. He could also be neurodivergent, which is not a mental health care disorder. Or did everybody forget about that? Because neurodivergence can show itself up as a lot of different things. A lot. Some people are like, oh, I was taking antipsychotic medication for 20 years. Turns out I'm just neurodivergent. And I adjust to sounds and touch and sensory things differently. So people just thought I was crazy, but turns out I just operate at a different scale than other people. Okay. So yes, you can have mental health care disorders, but not the ones individuals are trying to label Kanye with. The same with Britney Spears. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because now when we talk about Britney and people try to label her as, oh, she's psychotic, she's off her meds, all those posts that's not Britney. The Britney Spears who posts stuff and agrees to it is this. This is what Britney would agree to, because this is a brand deal. This is her showcasing clothes that was probably shipped to her home for some, fly by night company over in overseas. Okay. This is Britney showcasing clothes from a brand that she's getting paid for. The reason why you haven't seen any of them is because they're probably overseas. But all of the other disheveled stuff that you see from Britney, that is not Britney Spears. Those very long, drawn out captions, you cannot tell me that a person who is doped up on lithium is making an Instagram post like this that is well edited, detailed, full of zero grammatical errors, emojis. No, there's no way. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that somebody with what they are trying to diagnose Britney with is doing this. There's no way. So what could be the case, right? Like, so when we look at stuff like that, okay, Stephanie, what could be the case? What could be the case with Britney? Britney probably just got tired of everybody trying to tell her what to do. I don't think Britney is off her meds and she is in a dangerous state. I don't believe that. I think Britney's just not doing anything. She's not making her dance videos that they can just keep pumping on social media with those long drawn out captions. I think she's not doing any of these brand videos where she is twirling and showing off different t-shirts. I don't think she's doing this. I don't think Britney's doing anything. And I think it's driving people crazy because she's not doing anything. Not only is she not showcasing these clothes, right? But she's not even doing the dance videos where they can just keep making up crazy, bizarre stuff about her, right? There's nothing. I think the only issue with Britney Spears is that she's not doing anything. And every time she does something, they use it and weaponize it against her. Simply going to Jack in a Box and just probably having a mental health breakdown, just crying or listening to a sad song. They turn that into this long drawn out caption where they're vilifying a kid who's simply just telling Britney, oh, have a good day. Which I think that when he said that to Britney, she probably didn't even think anything of it. I think her team crafted that story about the Jack in the Box worker being so mean to Britney because he doesn't know who she is. Britney would not think about something like that. She didn't even realize she has a bone in her body to think about something like that. I think the only thing that Britney is focused on is her children and her freedom. And the reason why we know that is because Britney put out 3 specific audios, right? The one where she's in the courthouse explaining to the judge how this is an affair, how she's being treated, and she wants to be let out. Britney sounded coherent. Insane. She might have been talking a little bit fast, but she didn't know she was going to get another opportunity to talk to a judge. When she put out that voice recording of what she really wants to do to her daddy, and the other voice recording where she talked about how she had attempted to plot her escape. Those 3 audios that were released of Britney Spears did not sound like someone who was disheveled. It did not sound like somebody who was in a loving, happy marriage. We're going to get to Sam in a minute. And it definitely didn't sound like somebody who was hopped up on antipsychotic medication. I think that those audios that Britney put out, aside from the one from court, because she was in court on the record saying that from a cell phone, but those 2 other audios that Britney had put out, the one about what she really wanted to do to her daddy and her plotting her escape and how the conservatorship made her feel. When you listen to them, they're actually spliced up voice notes. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. And I think I'm the only person who actually caught it because as somebody who records some calls, not all calls, when I do calls for interviews, I know what a spliced up voice note sounds like because I splice up voice notes. I do that myself. I splice them up all the time. And not to be like to make a story sound like it's something it's not, right? Not to do that, but I put them together if the stories fit together. So when you listen to those audio recordings, which you can still find on YouTube, those are spliced up voice notes that Britney Spears took and she put together. And more than likely, she sounds like she put them together in iMovie, which you can do from your phone. And she released them. She did. That's why the tone and the pitch sound different. Some are higher octane and some are lower. Some of them sound like just thoughts and other ones sound like very completed sentences. And not to say that she sounds out of her mind, but it's simply to put that she was just making these voice memos and then just being like, okay, like her own physical audio therapy. Like, okay, I'm going to say this about my dad. I'm going to save it. I'm going to say this about my conservatorship. I'm going to save it. I'm going to say this about this and I'm going to save it. And then she just decided, you know what? I'm going to just release them all together. And the one that she put out is 16 minutes. And she just probably spliced them all together. They could have been taken at different intervals of her life. We don't know. We actually don't know when they were taken, but they were spliced up together. Now, the crazy part about them is that in one of those audios, and we've talked about this before, she actually discusses her going to run away with a man. And both of those audio recordings, Britney Spears never talks about her relationship with Sam. She never talks about how he kept her together. He's helped her with her mental health. She talks about being incredibly lonely and isolated. Completely. When Britney put out the audio of her and what she really wants to do to her daddy, which I encourage you to listen to, Britney Spears actually talks about her father in such a graphic nature, because she does tell you what she want to do to him. I mean, when I say, 6 feet deep, that's what she said. To me, when I try to place that on a timeline, like when is it possible Britney could have said this, and when is it possible that Britney could have released this, right? Because these voice notes could be incredibly old. I imagine she probably made those voice notes some time ago, but knowing what Britney said, that she couldn't have access to a cell phone without supervision, means that she probably didn't make them, right? Until she was able to get out of that conservatorship. And because she might have waited to make them, because again, Britney doesn't have access. Everyone has access to Britney's iCloud account. Everyone has access to her iCloud account. She's probably not going to make voice memos talking about what she's going to do to her daddy and her phone. So those voice memos about her father are probably new. And again, she doesn't mention her husband. That's weird, especially if she was supposed to be engaged to this man since 2019. How have you not been able to make one audio recording about how your husband has essentially saved your life and has been there for you since thick and thin, right? And how this is the happiest union you've ever made till this day. I find that bizarre. And I feel like a lot of people gloss over, except the Free Britney people. They don't gloss over that. They know that Britney and Sam's relationship is not real. But let me get some of your comments, okay? And then we're going to move on to those, because I want to get to those TikTok videos, okay? Sorry about that, you guys. Let me get to your comments. This is from Veronica, says, Brit isn't working because of contracts. She has the residency. Her dad was taking home the biggest payday and forced her on the platform. She's done. Yeah, I could believe that. This one, Shadow, says, definitely exhausting to work during a stressful conservatorship, but her daddy wanted more money. Yeah, what a monster. And this from She Snow says, yeah, my best friend got diagnosed with bipolar, and we are now finding out she's just on the spectrum. It happens all the time, especially to people of color. It really does. It happens to white people too, but I think it happens to a lot of people overall, regardless of color, because of our terrible healthcare system. You know what I mean? Give them a diagnosis and send them on their way. This is from Kinky Galore, says, the way Britney is modeling the clothes is very common in Asia. It is. It's very common there. It is. It very much is. This from Perks of Beauty, says, ND, I don't know what that means, says, can mimic symptoms of mental illness. Oh, neurodivergency. Illnesses when undiagnosed. And if there's a trauma, so I 100% can see that in Ye. Yeah, he even stated that. He's like, he thought he was neurodivergent. I think he said he thought he was. Is she really married though? I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you guys and be like, of course, Britney's happily married. I don't believe that. You know who I think Sam is? I think he's her personal trainer. That's it. I think Sam is her personal trainer. That's it. I don't think he's anything else than that. I don't think he's anything other than that. I think he's just her personal trainer, and this ruse, who was tasked at pretending to be Britney's husband. But I don't think that's her boyfriend. I don't think they're anything. I think he's her personal trainer. That's about it. This is from Silver, says, remember there are 13 lawyers on payroll keeping her conservatorship going. Have any of them get charged besides her father? I don't think so. You said, where is she? That's a great question. I actually think Britney ran away. And not like to Maui or like to, Thailand. I think she just, when I say ran away, I think Britney is just like not doing anything at all. She's not doing anything. She's not she's not making dance videos. She's not modeling off those clothes that has to be sold overseas. I don't think Britney's doing anything. I think Britney's real protest is nothing. And I think a lot of people think, oh, she's here, she's there. No, because that kid definitely saw her at Jack in the Box and she was definitely driving her Mercedes. So Britney is in town. She's just not going to do anything. I think this is how Britney is being defiant. And I think is making everyone nervous. Because they were able to, Britney's dance videos where she was dancing off, burning off steam, that's their bread and butter. Because they can take about 2 of those videos, splice them up, right? Because Britney could dance for hours. That was her social media, whoever's managing her social media. That was their bread and butter. Like, she didn't even got to do nothing. She just going to dance. It's going to upload to the iCloud. We're going to splice it up. We're going to make a dance video out of it. And we're going to post it across her social media. But when Britney stopped doing that, they got nervous. They got nervous. They got completely, they were like, what's she doing? What you mean she's not doing nothing? She's not doing nothing? She's not doing nothing. She's not dancing. She's not doing anything. She's not doing nothing. And it drives them crazy. This is from Pretty Girl Says, they said Kanye was difficult to deal with behind the scenes. Like Chief said, he had handlers to cover it up. Yeah, could be. This is from Elise says, all of them would work to discredit her if you think about it. I agree with you, Chief. Great concepts tonight. You're welcome. Thank you. You said that theory works. Voice notes. Oh, those are definitely voice notes. Listen to them. Go listen to them. They don't even sound like they came from the same day. They honestly sound like they came from different days. They don't even sound like they're 3 days apart. They really sound like they're months apart. And Britney just kind of spliced them together and just released them onto the internet. She does not sound incoherent. This whole theory about Britney's taking a break from social media because she went cold turkey off her antipsychotic meds, I don't believe that for a second. Because if Britney Spears told you she didn't trust anyone, right? No one, not even her husband, then who exactly is telling Britney's story? Except a bunch of wayward bloggers. She already told you, I don't trust none of these people. They'll say anything to make Britney. They've been saying everything and anything to make Britney out to be crazy for 13 years. And now, albeit in the very beginning, she was, but I don't think she was even then. I think she was just simply telling people, I don't want to be controlled. I just want to live my normal life. And they were doing anything and everything to get access to her money and control her bodily autonomy. To be honest with you, I don't think Britney was ever crazy. I thought Britney did all the antics that she did because she thought, okay, maybe people will just leave me alone. Like most celebrities' parents, right? Their kids go on these spirals. They're doing, booger sugar and stuff. Their parents will just leave them alone and then just disown them. You understand what I mean? And that's what I think Britney probably thought her parents would do, except she didn't realize how greedy they were. I think that is the part where she got confused. Right? Like, I think Britney thought, oh, I'm going to just shave my head. I'm going to just go on these spirals and these tangents. I'm going to just do all this. And my parents will disown me and everyone will just leave me alone. Except she didn't. She wasn't banking on the fact that her parents were incredibly greedy. Because if Britney had conservatorship on the back of her head, hell, if she had conservatorship on the front of her head, Britney would have operated a lot differently. But I think she did things she did early on in her career because she thought, okay, maybe my parents will disown me and I won't talk to them. And maybe in 20 years, I'll see them again for Christmas. She never thought about conservatorship, like her parents would do something like that to her. Because I think if Britney thought about that, she would have never went on the spiral she went down. Do you understand? She would have never did any of that. And that's just my personal opinion. I don't think Britney was ever crazy, ever. Not when I heard those voice notes. This from Mahogany says, can you imagine being forced to finance your captivity? Oh, honey child. Let's get into the now. What I would like to do is I would like to get into some of the theories that came from TikTok of Britney Spears. And I want to just go analyze them on how I saw them. Okay. I just want to analyze them on how I saw them. Okay. Let me mute myself and share my screen. And then I'll mute myself.
For the first time, I feel like we have a pretty interesting update in this entire situation with Britney. And it comes from Jason Alexander, her ex-husband. Yes, the one that tried to break into her house the day of her wedding. And this is what he's posting on his Instagram story today. By the way, there's a bunch of stuff on his Instagram story, but these are the few posts that I think are very, very relevant to what we are all talking about. He said, I know for facts her mom tried to see her recently, and Kate and Sam middlemanned it and blocked it from happening after Lynn flew all the way there to see her daughter. He says, who are these people to stop that from happening? But he does say Britney is okay, but not with these people around. She called me last Monday, sounded great, not in rehab. So who's lying here? And this is a little interesting email that he posted. I suggest you pause and read, but the part that
Okay, and we're gonna pause and read because I want to read it. It says, "Dear Zach Debrat, we are writing you in regards to your recent video about Britney Spears on your TikTok page. As you are aware, Mrs. Spears, that's funny because she's married, so why would you call her Mrs.? That's weird. Has had a long history of mental health issues, which we have not seen. We're sure you have her best interest and well-being at heart, but we would also like you to be aware that if the media press were to pick up these videos, rumors like this could cause potential harm and damage. Mrs. Spears has been on vacation for the last month, and as her fans hope, she is very much looking forward to her mental health and is safe and well. I am sure you have seen this online, and she herself is sharing this on social media. I would like to be very grateful. I would be very grateful if you were to remove these videos, as you wouldn't want to create a negative situation for herself. And it would be a shame if you lost your account as well. Wow, that sounds like a social media, um, like a threat almost. Like, if you don't stop talking about Britney, we're gonna contact our contacts at TikTok and strip you of your account. But let's get back into this video.
part that I really liked because it was super interesting was this part right here. So someone is telling him that Miss Spears has been on vacation for the last month, and as her fans hope, she is very much looking after her mental health and is safe and well. And I'm sure you have seen this online, and she herself has shared this on her social media. Then pause and read this part right here, because that to me sounds very, very loaded. And of course, Sam uploaded a bunch of stuff onto his Insta story like he always does. But one video in particular was of him on a hike, and you can see the shadow of two people on the floor, one being him who is filming, and another clearly being a female. But the female is speaking in the background. You cannot make out what she's saying, almost to the point where I'm guessing it's a different language. Now, we do know that Sam does speak English and Farsi, so I do not speak Farsi. And if anyone does, maybe take a look at the video and tell me what you think. Based off of what I heard and tried to listen to, I got two things that I think are being said. The first sounds like she's saying, because I speak Arabic, it sounds very close, like to her saying like Hassam. So not sure. And then the last word is video with like a little bit of an accent. So not very clear on that, but if anyone else can play with the sound and tell me what they think they hear, that would be really cool in the comments. But of course, it's this post that's just playing over and over in my head. You know, she called me last Monday, sounded great, not in rehab. So who is lying here? I still think it all matches up to what I said. I think Britney has gotten away. What do you guys think?
I agree with her. I do. I do. I do. There's more videos we're going to watch, but that one there, she got away. And I think they're scrambling because they can't they can't get her. And when I say got away, I don't know if there's enough evidence to say she ran off to another place, but I think that there's enough evidence to prove that she's not doing what they want her to do. Although the conservatorship ends, Britney is still a business. I think that's what a lot of people are failing to realize. Like, yeah, the conservatorship can end, which means who takes over that designed control over her money and assets. But at the end of the day, Britney's a business, honey. And the business got to pump. And I think Britney has a list of demands and they're not meeting them. So she's like, I'm just not gonna do nothing, right? Y'all can't eat without me. You can't eat without me. They can't. They can literally can't eat without Britney. So she's just like, you want me to take pictures with this strange man who you keep calling my husband? Okay. But that email says it all. Miss Spears. She's married. Why are you still calling her Miss? Or did they forget? Because I didn't. Because that's unusual. That's unusual. No one would ever call Beyonce Miss Beyonce. They would never say that. They would say Mrs. Carter. They would say Mrs. Knowles Carter. They would never say Miss Beyonce. Ever. So the fact that you're labeling a married woman as Miss makes me believe that you don't believe she's married. And when her ex, Jason Alexander, so if you're not familiar with him, he's her ex-boyfriend, her, I want to say like, not high school sweetheart, but like teenhood sweetheart, right? Like after high school sweetheart, who she had reconnected with from high school, who's like kind of been her ride or die, who has very close contact with her. I think he was the man she was going to run away with. I do. Brittany talked about that explicitly, saying that she was going to run away with someone. He said, come on, we could just leave all this behind and we'll just go. And Brittany was afraid of what they were going to do to her if they found her. So she decided not to run. But at the end of one of her Las Vegas residency shows, she was actually going to meet up with this mystery man, and they were actually going to board a flight and leave the country. They were. And Britney Spears can easily get through customs without a passport. All she has to do is say, oh my God, I'm Britney Spears and I lost my passport. And they would bend over backwards at the TSA to get her through. They would bend over backwards. Like, oh, this is Britney Spears. She just forgot her passport, but she has a history of passports. She has traveled to different countries on different world tours. We know who she is. Oh, we can expedite that quickly. And she would have been able to get through customs without it. So even if Britney didn't even have access to her passport, that's not a big deal when everyone knows your face. Understand what I mean? So I think that Britney was going to run away with some man, and she meant that. And the man very well could have been Jason. But the fact that that email referenced Britney as Miss Spears and not Mrs. Spears, or not Mrs. Asargi Spears or Mrs. Spears Asargi, you understand what I mean? Like, they don't even reference her husband. Like, he's like an afterthought. So yeah, there's something. Let me get some of your comments. We're gonna get to the next video. This from Shadow says, Sam was her backup dancer in one of her videos. That's where he came from, right? This from Veronica says, why is the dad the monster and no one's saying anything about her mom? The mom was there the whole time. Both. They both monsters, honey. Her father is just the brainchild. This from Margaret says, Alexa, play Want a Piece of Me? This from YMV says, yep, Britney's a corporation and needs to be kept running. That's right. She does. She's a well-oiled machine. This is from Shadow says, wasn't the conservatorship her mom's idea? I thought I read something about that. I believe it was. I think she got introduced to the conservatorship from her mom at a pretend sleepover, and she ended up getting carted off to a hospital. But yeah, at the time of the conservatorship, I think her parents were still together. So let's just say it was a collaborative effort by her parents. Let's just say that, so we can like kind of dead the whole idea that it was her father. This from Jacqueline says, who has access to her finances at the time? Now, remember, Britney has, again, she's a multi-million-dollar company. So Britney has her money in different accounts. One of them that was handed over to her sister to be the executor of is her Scottrade account. It's either her Scottrade account or her TD Ameritrade account. Now, remember, they do sell stocks and bonds, but they also are a bank. So you can bank with TD Ameritrade. So Britney Spears' sister was handling one of her bigger accounts, but Britney has several different accounts at different banks, you guys. So Britney could more than likely have, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't even tell you. I just know for a fact that her sister managed one of her larger investment accounts, which I think had anywhere between 10 and $25 million at any interval in time was being transferred through that account. So, but Brittany has several bank accounts, several different trade accounts, bond accounts. So everyone who I don't know who has access to it. I think after her conservatorship, her investment accounts, Brittany got to pick who she wanted to manage her investment accounts. I think that was one of the deals um in her conservatorship. And thank God Brittany's conservatorship is ran by a number of different brokers because they're not going to let somebody just drain her money. Does that make sense? So Brittany's is not, trust me, Britney Spears may be everything under the sun, but Britney Spears baby ain't broke. And I've heard a lot of people saying that. Where's her money at? What? Britney Spears may have access to $60 million as liquid money, but Britney Spears, most of her assets are tied up in her investments. So Britney Spears overall is probably worth anywhere between, you know, $300 and $400 million. Britney has money, y'all. Britney, she not riding broke. Okay. I promise you, Britney ain't riding broke. If she not out here paying $40,000 a month in child support. Okay. So y'all, Brittany might be everything under the sun, but our girl Brittany ain't broke. Okay. This from Shadow says Brittany and Sam met in October 2016 on the set of The Slumber Party. Oh, got you. Thank you very much. This is from Brianna says, I don't think she ever got married. I don't think so either. Shadow says, agreed. Yeah. This from Tiffany says, her sister, what a piece of work. This from Veronica says, the problem Brittany started making hundreds of millions of dollars as a minor. I don't know she ever had access to her money. I don't know either, to be honest with you. But Brittany does have a lot of financial advisors, you guys, lots of them. Like, I think even on the one account her sister was managing, there was like 10 or 15 advisors just over that account, that one account. So, and they work for the bank. They don't work for Brittany. They just work for the bank, and the bank assigns them to Brittany's account. So Brittany does have a lot of people managing her money. They're never going to let anyone just siphon Brittany's money out to oblivion. Does that make sense? They're just not going to do that. Like, that's why Brittany's not broke. That's why Brittany's not broke. She's got really good people investing in her money. This is from Pretty Girl says, did Brittany still leave her sister in charge of her finances? No, she did not. Once the conservatorship ends, I'm pretty sure that Jamie Lynn Spears had to turn over. She no longer became a trustee of that one account. Now, again, I'm going to say it one more time. Brittany has several different investment accounts. Her sister was just managing one of her larger portfolios, but her sister no longer does. Okay. I just want to make that clear. That's from Veronica's. Oh, it's not for me. This is from a King's Galore says, now I see why Brittany wanted to put the pause on her mama and sister. Because they were she has a beach house in Destin, Texas. Destin, Texas? Or Destin, Florida, one of the two. It's a beachfront house. And she said everybody was out there just taking pictures, just having a merry old time at my condo. And Brittany really liked that condo because it was, it was like, I think it was one of her very first purchases, as an adult, like one of her first big girl purchases. And when she was in the conservatorship and they were shipping her back and forth to Las Vegas into mental health care facilities, she said everybody was just having a grand old time at my condo that I bought. And I think that's the reason why Brittany is so close to her condo, that specific condo, is because she bought it. Like, she got to pick it out. She got to go and look at it. She got to do the closing on it. So Brittany is very much connected to that beach house, and specifically because it's a beach house. And it was one of her very first adult purchases. And the fact that she didn't even get to enjoy it. So she had a bone to pick with people in her house. Yes, in Destin, Florida. Yeah, honey, and I'd have a bone to pick with them too. Y'all know this is my stuff. This is my house. And they just having Christmases and Thanksgivings there. And she's just like, you know what I mean? So I'm with Brittany on this one. You said just like the Wendy Williams scenario. Correct. Wendy Williams is everything but broke, honey. This is from Marquise says, very true. I work as a financial institution. Those type of accounts are heavily monitored for that reason. Exactly. Yeah, I used to work at a bank, and accounts with over $1 million. It was more than one broker over those accounts. You couldn't just be watching $1 million, honey, because they watch every single penny that goes in and that goes out, that gets invested, that gets all of it. That's the main reason why Britney's not broke, because her money's not just sitting in a bank just collecting dust. You understand what I mean? Those accounts are heavily, heavily, heavily invested into and heavily monitored, and they're traded so they can maintain their wealth, right? You keep your job as a financial advisor if the person who account you're advising isn't broke. So they're going to do their best to make sure that money stays completely liquid. But okay, thank you very much for that. Let me get to the next video, okay? Because I want to get to this next video because we're running out of time here. But this is a okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. This is actually a really great video here that you guys are going to like.
I'll give you more. Nothing keeps me up quite like figuring out what the fuck is going on with Britney Spears' Instagram. And I did some research, you guys, and I may have cracked something. This is a 2012 case study from Kelley School of Business at Indiana University. So this is a very accredited university and business school about the Britney Spears universe, social media, and the viral marketing at its best, okay? It discusses all of Britney Spears' social media stuff. You guys can find this online, and this study researched all of her social media platforms, and it states, these platforms allow Ms. Spears and her employees to be in close touch with her fan base and to interact with her target group on a daily basis. Postings made by Britney Spears herself are marked using the, I forget what that's called, Brit signature. And given that Ms. Spears travels much of the time, such postings are typically sent to Lauren Kozak, who's on her team. You can see her team is up here of employees. And they showed an example of a caption written by Britney Spears, all right? And this weirdly includes a reference to Perez Hilton. But I'm just saying, if that's how her social media was always done when she wrote it personally, I think that's how she would always do it. It says the Britney Spears team pays close attention to ensuring that it makes absolutely clear who is providing the responses on Britney's social media. Boom. You want more?
Now, I've already said this once, and I'm going to say it again. Britney does not manage her social media like y'all think she does. The fact that this study from 2012 came out saying Britney does not manage her social media, I don't think that's going to change. Okay. And I think I think it's a study. I prefer to listen to the study. Granted, it is 10 years old, but to say all that, to say this, Britney Spears' social media is definitely heavily managed by a team of people. And when Britney stopped making all those videos, they had nothing to upload. That's why they're just trying to throw this message out that she's gone cold turkey off her meds because of the conservatorship. No, I don't believe any of that. I don't even believe any of that. I think Britney been off those meds, honey. Okay, if she was on them. Now, I do believe when Britney says that they put her on antipsychotic meds because they were trying to label her and trying to make her docile. I believe that, but I think Britney stopped taking those a long time ago. I think Britney is literally on a content strike. She is not on vacation. She's at home. She's not doing nothing, and she got every right to not do nothing. So all of these different bloggers coming out saying, if we talk about Britney's just going to make it worse, that's a lie, because Britney already told you, I don't trust nobody but myself. She told you that several times. It's like people just gloss over that. I think the people who are doing the Free Britney movement are doing her a disservice by it's like they want Britney to be free, but they really don't, because they don't have any content to talk about. It's like these Free Britney movers are saying one thing and then they're doing another. They're saying Britney has no control over her life at all, but she's posting all this stuff on social media. If she has no control over her life, how does she get access to social media without people being aware of it? You understand what I mean? You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. It's either her or it's not. There's no gray area when it comes to Britney Spears. And I think a lot of these different Free Britney movers, these Britney truthers, I think they're taking it to the wildest extent. I think that Britney Spears, once she did that audio recording in the Superior Clerk of Courts in Los Angeles, and she said, I want freedom, they gave it to her, Britney Ben stopped taking those meds. it was a done deal. And I think that these people who manage her social media, or the people who manage all aspects of her life, that just was like, oh, well, she's free now. Is she going to fire me? I think they're coming up with cohorted efforts to keep their jobs with Britney. Do you understand what I mean? Because why would Britney keep the same management, the same social media managers, the same people in her lives who quite literally watched her get dog walked for 13 years? Why would she keep you as her social media manager? What I think Britney is doing is trying to find a way to get rid of these people. That's what I think she's doing. She's playing the long game. They don't know if they still have jobs tomorrow. They don't know if their paychecks are coming. Y'all sat there and watched Britney Spears get dog walked for 13 years, and you still think she's gonna let you manage her social media? You still think that after watching her get dog walked and doped up, that she's still gonna let you organize her tour if she does another one? You think she's gonna let you buy her food or pick out her clothes? You think she's gonna let you just walk into her house? You think she's gonna still let you hold on to her Black American Express card? You're not. I think what Britney is doing is she's trying to find a way to get rid of all of these people. And the best way she can do it is just to take a step back and really reorganize her life. And that includes that husband of hers. That's what I think. I think she's a lot more craftier than people are giving her credit for. And I think that's doing a disservice to Britney. You either believe in the Free Britney movement and you allow her the space to exit these people out of her life strategically, or you're going to keep up with these wild conspiracy theories that Britney really is in a conservatorship and she's just hopped up on lithium. It's like, have faith. You understand what I mean? A little bit. She's a lot smarter than most people think. And I think that the more that these people keep going down these rabbit holes and saying, oh, this is the message she's giving us on social media. She wore blue today. That means her ankle's broken, or whatever they think that she's trying to tell them or relate to them in these messages. She's not. She's not. She's simply just not making any content, whether that be for the overseas companies who pay her to wear all those different outfits, or whether it just be her dance videos where she's blowing off steam. I think she's just like, I'm not doing none of that. I just got to figure out how to get rid of y'all. Because once she get rid of y'all, you really going to see Britney. When Britney comes back, you're going to know it because she'll be glammed up. That is Britney. Britney is glam. She is. She told you that. She told you getting her hair and nails done means a lot to her. Whether it means a lot to you, that's your business. But when she told you that not getting her hair and nails done almost felt like a proverbial knife in her back, she meant that. And when Britney does come back, it's going to be the glammed up, superficial version of her that she wants you to see. Not these disheveled videos of her dancing in her workout clothes. Not those videos. Those videos were never intended to be released, right? So when you do see Britney, she's not going to look the same because she's going to look glammed up. Okay. So prepare to see those videos, but you're going to have to give her some time. But that is all that I have for you guys this evening. Tomorrow, we're going to sit down with an attorney and we're going to talk about all things conservatorship. And if Britney truly did get let out of it, and if she does, what's her plan of action to get rid of these people out of her life, right? Well, I understand that Britney is a business, but how will she be able to implement a team that she can trust? Because remember, these are team members Britney still doesn't trust. And what is that plan going to look like for her in the future? So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here at the Nosy Bystanders. All right, you guys, see you later. Bye-bye.